What is going on, everyone? This is Entrepreneur Nation on KCI 88.9 FM. I am your host, Ash Kumra. Welcome. This is my first live episode of 2019. So I'm super excited. We actually are going to have in a little bit the founders of Nui Cookies. Some of you might have seen them on ABC's Shark Tank. They actually pitched and they got a successful interest from A-Rod on the show, and it was a cool pitch, and we're going to talk to them. They're actually a local story. They're actually based in Southern California, so it'll be really cool to talk to them. And I could just tell you, disclaimer, I have tried their product, and it is lit. It is so good. It is really tasty, and it's actually healthy too, which is like a double, triple whammy there. So I'm really excited about that. What up, Cam? Thanks for joining into the live segment. So we are going to have a really cool show because not only are we going to talk to these people, but we're going to dive into what is going on right now with consumer packaged goods. Now, there's a lot of stuff happening in this whole arena, and this is why having these entrepreneurs is so relevant. There is a shift happening right now where the major players, literally I'm going to list like Kellogg's or, P&G, Procter and Gamble, Nabisco, all these brands that are like buying, they're creating these many food products, Yum Brands, all these companies that have a lot of, consumer packaged goods that we all love. They're buying a lot of companies. A great example is, I don't know about you, but have you heard of RX Bar? Now, RX Bar, who's never been on the show, disclaimer, I have no affiliation with them. RX Bar is a simple, just minimal design bar that literally says, 5 to 7 ingredients, and it's egg whites, fruit, and some other ingredient. It's really interesting. And this company got bought for over $300 million by Kellogg's. And why? There's a lot of reasons why. Number one is they developed a cult following. Everyone I know who goes to CrossFit or anyone who's looking for like a quick, fix me protein kind of bar or just an efficient, just all around kind of bar bought it. Number two, it tasted good. Number three, it was easy to get. You see the packaging, you see it, you're like, okay, I want to buy this. But I think what's also happening is that I think Kellogg's bought them because of their ingenuity, their how they see things. I feel that what's happening right now, when if you just going off these acquisitions and all these companies that are just emerging out there, even Nui is a great example, which we'll get into in the interview. But you're seeing all these like brands that are raw, scrappy, that are focused on a specific kind of lifestyle, niche, or need. And then they either become behemoths like a Quest Bar, or they get acquired like RX Bar. And it's not even just for like, fitness bars. I mean, you can go into the ice cream side. I mean, there's that company, I don't know off the top of my head, I had it on the way here, but have you ever had that ice cream that's like, the whole pint is like 400 calories? I'm not kidding. It is the greatest tasting ice cream ever, and it has protein in it. And that company got major backing too. I mean, and there's a lot of other stories that you can hear about it. Why I'm bringing this up is because I think for 2019, you're going to see more of these lifestyle-based consumer packaged goods. That's my big prediction, or feeling that I'm having. The genesis of 1.0 was like traditional consumer packaged goods were like, okay, Power Bar, or even Quest Bar, these more broad scale kinds of packaged goods that served a lot of people, whether you're working out, whether you're hiking, whether you're doing some type of fitness, or whether you just want something on the go. These packaged goods did it, and some of them are crushing it. But what I'm trying to say now is that you're going to go even more specific. That active lifestyle where you need your macronutrients, RX Bar makes sense for you. Now, some might say it is high sugar. That's fine. I'm not a certified fitness like junkie or nutritionist on that side, but I'm just saying though, on a high level, it has, from a macronutrient standpoint, your carbs, your protein, and other things that you need on a basic level that might fit many people's dietary like kind of guidelines. You're seeing this even with that ice cream I just mentioned, and I'll get back to you on the name right after the break. But the thing is about that ice cream is that like it not only is tasty, but it has protein in it. And it uses like coconut milk, and it uses like almond milk. There's like an almond milk version. It's like it's going into that like lifestyle person, like I'm not that type of hardcore dairy or whatnot. Or let's look at the whole like paleo side. There's this whole paleo lifestyle that's happening right now, and there's people that are really tapping into like foods and products that are specifically paleo friendly. Now, the company that we're gonna have in a little bit, Nui, they are keto friendly, and there are other types of nutritional friendly, but they specifically mentioned on their pitch, and if you look at their packaging, it says that it is keto friendly, and one of their main ingredients that they do use is, you know, coconut oil and things of that sort. So it is so talking to them about that, like what's going on with this whole keto craze, like why is keto good? I'm not here to tell you keto is good or bad. I'm just saying like how you can leverage this personal lifestyle to create a product around it. I think that's where this consumer packaged goods kind of revolution is happening, in my opinion. And you know, besides that, what's really compelling about, you know, consumer packaged goods is that they're not stopping. I feel that like these bigger brands are like now the new venture capitalists, but instead of just giving you money, they're outright acquiring you, and they're taking away or they're giving you distribution and other types of things. Startup Grind, thank you for joining. And by the way, whoever is in Irvine tonight, you all need to check out the Startup Grind Orange County event. It is actually going to be with a very prolific author, Steve Glaveski. If you saw my story on Ash Kumra, you can see the story on that. But if you want to check it out, send me a note. The event starts about 6, and it should go on for a few hours. Steve will be there between 7 and 7:30, I believe, to do a fireside chat with our director, Jessica Costa, or I believe our co-director. I'm sorry, I just remembered that. And then it's gonna be a great conversation. This guy is coming from Australia. He has, you know, he's already done a best-selling book on Amazon. Now he has a published book through Wiley that just came out last week. And this guy's whole mission is to talk about how you can stop being in the corporate world and become more of leave it for the entrepreneur world, the entrepreneur mindset. It's really, really cool. It's definitely going to be a talk of talks. I'm so happy that Startup Grind was able to get him there. So back to what I was talking about though, before we take a break and we get our guest on. Why I'm bringing this up is because it doesn't matter now if you don't have this general, I know how to make a product for everyone kind of market. Right now, if you want to build a compelling, especially consumer packaged good product, you got to focus on a certain kind of lifestyle. Now, what lifestyle makes sense? Well, one that you connect with. Listen, if you've never done keto in your whole life, why in the world would you make a product for people that adopted a keto lifestyle? Or if you're not healthy at all, why would you even think of creating a paleo-friendly product or whatnot? You get what I'm trying to say? Or if you don't like sweets, why would you make cookies? Honestly, like, I love sweets. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be a good baker, and because I love sweets, right? I mean, it just makes sense. And it even goes back into like other things. Like if you love craft beer, you are more likely of a chance to make a good craft beer. That's cool, because at the end of the day, you need to make something that connects with a lifestyle that you resonate with. Because when you resonate with something, you give that authenticity to it. You give that, you know, that extra edge. Like, okay, this is not only a product that I'm selling to, you know, be prosperous with, but it's something that will make my life feel better. That's the key, and that's like kind of the last silver lining behind what I'm trying to say, is that like you got to be authentic with what you decide to create and make and things of that sort. Because if you're not authentic, then people will see it. They will see it from a mile away. You know, I can tell you that from the many entrepreneurs that we've had on this show, the one thing that I've learned from many of them is consistently just being authentic, consistently just making sure that you are creating something that represents who you are, or that you have it. It's not about how much, not always about your PhD degree or what school you went to. Believe me, those are helpful in certain situations, but it's more about how bad do you want it? How do you connect to this? Are you a surfer? Are you making a product for the surf industry? Makes sense, you know, or are you someone who plays golf? It just makes sense. But if you've never done those things, then don't make products for them. That's what I'm trying to get at there. And you know, when I met these individuals on Shark Tank, and I actually met them, I mean, when I saw them on Shark Tank, when I actually saw them earlier, I met with one of the founders a few years back. It was cool to like see the genesis of where he and his partner are coming, and we're gonna have them in a moment. I'm gonna play some commercials, but when we get back, we are gonna have the founders of Nui Cookies, and man, I'm so stoked because it's a really cool story and they're crushing it. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks.